What if Apple just canceled the iPhone 18? And instead of being upset, people are actually happy. But instead of happening to the iPhone, it's actually happening to the iPad. As Apple might be sacrificing the iPad to save the iPhone because they've created such a problem that one of these devices has to go. Let me tell you what is really happening in the Apple world, why things are shaking up so much, and also tell you why this video is so great because Paperlike is sponsoring it, and I'll show off the all-new Paperlike 3 in just a moment. So I know this channel is known for having a hot take or two talking about Apple canceling the iPhone, but let me start first with something we can all agree on, and that is that MacBook Neo seems to objectively be a winner. AirPods are a winner. AirTags are a winner at $30 a piece. It's very affordable in the Apple world. All of those things are good. It seems like these days, Apple is putting way more effort and attention into their lower cost, value-packed products, and people are liking that, while the new M4 iPad Air that was introduced kind of was a dud, but certainly wasn't exciting because it really didn't change all that much. And that's kind of because iPad Pro, iPad Air, even the base iPad, they've all been so good that arguably there really isn't a whole lot Apple has left to do. And what makes this so odd is that the iPad, when it first launched, was really controversial. People thought it was stupid, it was just a large iPod Touch, it was really limiting, there really wasn't anything it could do. And for the first couple of years, those complaints were pretty valid. It was very expensive for what it could do, and typically you could have other alternatives that were cheaper and more powerful. But let Apple cook. Let Tim cook for a little while, and you can see the iPad has really kind of carved out the market. It is kind of definitively the tablet to beat, and nobody's even coming close. And really, a couple of years ago, it seemed like Apple really cracked the code and got the iPad in its final form. And while the software has kind of gone back and forth with different iterations, and it's kind of now turned more into a bit of a laptop with iPad OS and the Magic Keyboard and Apple Pencil, the hardware has actually been pretty good, and Apple hasn't really changed much over the years because really not a whole lot of changes being asked for or warranted because people like the all-screen design. Because on one hand, what really can Apple do to make the iPad line kind of future-proof for the next couple of years? I mean, yeah, they can refine the software a bit more, they can introduce some new accessories, obviously OLED, 120 hertz, display tech upgrades, chip upgrades, that's fine, but how much more power can they really put into the tablets? And once they go OLED with thin bezels, what else can they really do? And then there's the issue of the iPhone, where people are craving something more, something different, something unique, and it looks like as of right now that is going to come in the form of an iPhone Fold. And based off of all the info and leaks we've got, the CAD renders and all the info floating around, the iPhone Fold looks to basically be replacing the iPad mini. It's going to be similar in size, it's going to have more utility, presumably more power, more functionality, and is going to be the new crown jewel for Apple, maybe even being called the iPhone Ultra. So if that happens, that kind of cannibalizes the iPad mini, which means that there starts to become a problem with where the iPad and iPhone go from here. Especially now that we've heard that Apple is actually going to make the iPhone Fold have an OS more like the iPad with kind of Windows optimized, kind of like the iPad is, and having sidebars and things like that. That really kind of makes an iPad mini obsolete and maybe even other iPads as well. And that, we've heard, has been a concern of Apple for years, is they really don't want to cannibalize different products. Like, they want you to buy an iPhone and an iPad and AirPods and a Mac. They're afraid that someone might just buy one device that would eliminate others, which was kind of one of the risks they took with the MacBook Neo, though seems like they're getting a lot of positive attention and press for that. But again, with the iPhone Fold, that might just cannibalize the iPad mini, and maybe even for some people, that would replace the need for a MacBook Neo or iPad Pro altogether if their iPhone can basically be 2 or 3 devices in one, especially if the software and hardware work together and the power is there, then they might just be able to get away with just one device, which sounds great for them, but not exactly what Apple wants. Now, as great as the current iPad lineup is, It's certainly not 100% perfect, and one of the big areas I hear about from a lot of people around the world is that while the iPad is great, the writing experience or the drawing experience just doesn't feel very natural. Paperlike is here to help totally transform your iPad with their all-new Paperlike 3. And one of the new things you'll notice right out of the box is the upgraded installation experience. This is the Butterfly application experience, which Paperlike has really made super easy. They cleverly kind of walk you through the install process in kind of a guided manner. It's interactive, you can follow along. There's a really easy helper tool to help with alignments and to eliminate any kind of dust bubbles and things like that. Basically to give you kind of the end result, a really flawless install that was really easy to do. And I myself, I'll admit, I'm like terrible at following written instructions and getting things aligned, and I always have issues with screen protectors, but even I could do this install, so I promise if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. Paperlike 3 has that kind of signature Paperlike nano dot surface technology that gives you that true paper feel, but also the 4-layer structure that adds some extra durability. It's really one of those things you've got to try for yourself. It's hard to explain just how much more natural this feels. Again, it kind of feels like going from like a very artificial kind of digital thing to like really like writing or creating something much more tangible. It really does change the entire dynamic of the iPad. So if you've been looking for a way to really upgrade your iPad experience, or if you've got a bit of an older iPad and you kind of want to breathe some new life into it, make it feel different and work differently, Paperlike 3 just does all that plus so much more. It's something you've got to try for yourself. If you guys want to learn more, check out Paperlike and give your iPad a really transformative upgrade in just a couple of minutes. The install here is super simple, and the end result is flawless. Check out Paperlike 3 and all the Paperlike has got to offer right down below in the description. It also seems to be abundantly clear now to Apple that focusing on their 2 different directions seems to be the most beneficial for them. Like, they should be focusing on Neo products, low-cost iPhones, low-cost AirPods, Macs, iPads, and on the flip side, they should go more high-end, make Ultra monitors and MacBooks with touchscreens and Ultra AirPods that we're hearing rumors of and things like that. Catering to those audiences seem to be the most beneficial for them, which kind of leaves a lot of devices in the middle in limbo. Like the iPhone Air kind of has some more uniqueness going for it. The iPad Air and iPad Pro are already so similar that one almost doesn't need to exist if the other does, especially if an Ultra device comes in. Where does that, or how does that change the lineup? Then you've got more questions on more of the budget tier. There's just a whole lot kind of up in the air right now, and really, it might be best for Apple to kind of reshuffle the lineup and just kind of break things up way more evenly. At the same time though, maybe there is room in the lineup for an even lower cost iPad. Like the base iPad is fine right now, but if Apple could go even lower with the price, like $199 or maybe, I don't know, $249, if they could bring that price down kind of like to MacBook Neo territory where people are like, wow, I can't believe they did it, maybe that is a better move and a better use of their efforts and resources. Maybe Neo, Pro, and Ultra, those should be the 3 pillars that Apple goes with, and that's what people want. And we're gonna start to see some cannibalization happen where some devices might be forgone, whatever the word is in that situation, basically sacrificed so these other devices can rise up in their place. I'm curious, what do you guys think the playbook is here? Do you think Apple should continue to iteratively update the iPad and make small device changes here and there? Do you think they should wait for longer stints to do more significant upgrades? Do you think they should recategorize and kind of restructure the lineup altogether? Drop a comment down below. Please let me know your thoughts on this and how you think things could play out from here. Appreciate you guys as always for watching. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you guys in the next one.